this time, I'm going to call 2013-326, State of Arkansas versus Caitlin Johnston. Ms. Johnston, you're appearing at this time for purposes of changing your plea on the charges in your case, is that
Yes,
correct? Sir. And this change of plea is brought about by a plea agreement that's been arranged for or set up by your attorney, or at least on your behalf by your attorney, Mr. Pasty, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Have you discussed the terms of the agreement and the punishment you're to receive with your attorney?
Yes, sir.
And do you feel you understand both of those?
Yes, sir.
Are you satisfied with the advice and the representation that Mr. Pasty has provided you?
Yes, sir.
On the charges in this case of delivery of a controlled substance, methamphetamine, Class C felony, 2 counts, and unlawful use of a communication device, 2 counts, how do you plead at this?
Guilty.
You're in this plea of guilty pursuant to this agreement we've been discussing, and the agreement itself is set out in writing in the document I'm holding up called a plea statement. Have you read through this plea statement?
Yes, sir.
Signed it?
Yes, sir.
And in reading through it, do you feel you understand what's set out in the plea statement?
Yes, sir.
You then understand the nature of the charges against you and the full range of penalties you're
Yes,
facing? You understand the rights that you're giving up when you enter a plea of guilty?
Yes, sir.
The most important of those rights you're giving up are the rights, the right to a jury trial, the right to be represented by an attorney and have the attorney's assistance at trial. You're giving up the right to confront the witnesses that would appear and testify against you at trial. And you're also giving up the right to appeal. Do you understand these rights that you're giving up?
Yes, sir.
And understanding what you're giving up, are you still willing to go ahead and enter this plea of guilty?
Yes, sir.
Are you pleading guilty here today freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
Has anybody in any form or fashion forced you into entering this plea of guilty?
No, sir.
As you enter this plea of guilty today, do you admit to the charges against you?
Yes, sir.
Do you acknowledge or admit to that on July, in the period from July 17, 2013 through July 29, 2013, in 2 separate transactions here in Baxter County, do you acknowledge that you were in touch with an individual who's working as a confidential informant for law enforcement, and you, though obviously you didn't know it at the time, but you arranged through texting with the CI 2 separate sales transactions, one for methamphetamine for $175 and the second one on July 29th for $180.
Yes, sir.
Based on those statements, the court at this time will find that the defendant has freely and voluntarily entered a plea of guilty, done so after consulting an attorney, and admitted to the facts that constitute the crime. At this time, the court will accept the defendant's plea of guilty, find the defendant guilty of delivery of a controlled substance, Class C felony, 2 counts, and unlawful use of communication device, Class C felony, 2 counts. On each of those 4 counts, the court, in accordance with the agreement, will sentence the defendant to 5 years of supervised probation, subject to the standard terms and conditions of probation of this court. Those sentences will run concurrent with each other. The court is imposing court costs the amount of $200, a $1,000 fine, a statutory DNA fine of $250, a book administration fee of $20, a drug crime assessment $125, and ordering the payment of $555 in restitution to the Baxter County Sheriff's Department Drug Buy Fund. All of those amounts that I've just set out will be due and payable as a term and condition of the defendant's probation, payable at a minimum rate of $100 per month, beginning within 30 days of this date. The court, pursuant to this agreement, is placing the defendant on probation at this time is reviewing the terms and conditions of probation and now signing them. The court's signature on these terms and conditions of probation makes that an order of the court that you comply with them. Note for the record that you have also signed, yourself has signed the terms and conditions and the acknowledgement saying you have read, understand, and will comply with those terms and conditions of probation. I'm directing you meet with the probation officer at this time to go over the written terms and conditions of probation. Make sure you pay careful attention to them because, as I say, that's an order of the court now. You need to get set up on probation, and you may be excused to do so.